Now, before we talk about all the different technicalities of iPhone photography, before we talk about how to hold your iPhone, different camera settings, camera modes, camera features, and how you can control them, I wanted to take you back to a location that's really special to me. And that is this beautiful beach right here. This beach is where I first fell in love with iPhone photography. Because at the end of the day, all the camera techniques, all the camera controls, all the different settings, none of that is going to matter unless you truly fall in love with iPhone photography. If you don't have that passion, if you don't have that desire to go out there, to take photos, to run around, to look for the best angle, none of the things we're going to cover in this course are even going to make a difference because you simply will not be taking photos. So before we get into all the technical stuff, I just want you to sit back, relax, and see what iPhone photography is like when you already know all of this and when you use all that knowledge to take beautiful photos on this incredible beach. Now over here, we have those islands in the sand, and in front of them, we have these puddles. And what's interesting about these puddles is that they're perfectly still. In the sea, we have some waves, but the puddles are really, really calm, and that gives me an opportunity to shoot reflection photos. And just about here, if I get my iPhone really, really close to the water, that reflection is finally coming to life. All right, so I'm going to shoot a lot of photos using the burst mode of my iPhone. And let's see what we got. This one image right here really worked out well. You'll see that I have that reflection, but because we have wind blowing in this puddle, the reflection has distortions. And that could be a problem, or it can look really interesting. Here, I'm actually quite happy with the distortions. So I don't get a perfect reflection shot. It's not a perfect mirror-like symmetry, but still, it's good enough. And what I really like about this specific shot is that you'll see that the sun is right between my two subjects. So they're holding hands, and right where they're holding hands is where that sun is. And of course, I could only catch a shot like this because I was shooting a burst mode image. Now, if you haven't heard of the burst mode, it's an iPhone camera feature that allows me to take about 10 photos per second. I'll show you how to use it later on in the course. But what's important about the burst mode here is that it allows me to capture the exact right moment when my subjects are positioned in a way that looks pleasing to the eye. If I was just pressing shutter manually, this would not be possible. But now, let's see what else we can find as that light is starting to get better and better. Now there's a little boy who's about to enter the sea, so I'm going to try to get lower. And that's really turning out interesting. Now, a lot of things just happened here. So that little boy just walked from my right, in front of me, in front of that setting sun, to the left, and then all the way back. So in that time, all I had to do was just sit here and capture a lot of shots using burst mode. And within those 10 or 15 seconds, I got multiple shots that I'm really happy with. Actually, just now they're back, so I gotta shoot again. I think I really got something special. Let's take a look. And look at that. That looks absolutely incredible. I'm really happy we got these shots. But now that sunset really is getting closer and closer. So let's see if there's anything else we can capture tonight. Now, one thing we haven't yet used too much tonight are all those waves in the sea. So what I'd like to do now is frame up the kind of shot where those waves will be leading the eye of the viewer directly towards that setting sun. And with a vertical image, you really start to see those clouds entering from the left. That color is really starting to come out in these clouds. So I'm gonna frame this up so that I have the setting sun at the bottom right. I'll have those waves in the foreground, and those waves will be leading the eye of the viewer towards those clouds and that setting sun. Again, I'll capture a couple of shots because those waves are changing all the time. So no two images are going to be the same because of those waves. And I think this composition right here was the shot I was looking for. you'll see I have those perfect waves that are leading the eyes of the viewer towards those incredible clouds to the left of the sunset. So let's get some more shots before that sun dips below the horizon. So there's a person observing the beautiful sunset, and they happen to be standing on that island. So I'm gonna try to frame it up like this so that I can see where they're standing. I can see there's water in front of them as well. And let's shoot a burst now. Look at that, that looks just incredible. We had the setting sun with those last rays. It's right above the horizon, and we had that incredible silhouette walking to the left towards that interest in those clouds. So a lot of good things came together in this specific photo. And that's what often happens in your best photos. There won't just be one thing that's really working out. There will be many things that will all come together to create an image that's truly special. That's what iPhone photography is all about. But let's keep exploring. We still have a few minutes left. I don't want to waste any time at all. Now, from this point of view right here, I got something really special. So I'll grab a shot right now. Now you'll see that in the foreground, we have this island of sand that kind of makes this zigzag shape into the distance. And on that island, we have three people who have positioned themselves almost perfectly. And by perfectly, I mean they're at essentially the same distance from each other. So when you have multiple subjects like I do right now, if you can have them be spaced out evenly so that the spaces between them are the same, that tends to work really well in photos. Now, we've lost that sun, but we still have those clouds being lit up by all this incredible light. And I think it's going to continue for another 5 minutes or so. So we have just a little bit of time left to capture the last shots of the day. So that's what we're going to do now. All right, here's one more thing we can try. I have just a bit of wet sand right around here, and I'd like to do a reflection. Now, if I want to get the best reflection possible, the lenses of my iPhone are in the corner, and I got to make sure that that corner where the lenses are is going to be as close to that wet sand as possible. So I'm going to actually hold my iPhone right on top of my fingers, and I'm holding it upside down because that way I can get as close to that sand as possible. Now that reflection is still getting distorted because of that wind, but I'll grab a shot anyway. And I'm quite happy with how this turned out. All right, I want to get one more shot. I know that the light is running out. It's not going to get any better now. It's only going to get worse. But perhaps we can take another shot that would serve as a memory about this incredible night that we have here on this beautiful beach. All right, just about here. Now you'll see that I have a reflection in the shot, and the reflection actually comes from wet sand. So to my left and to my right, I have sea with waves, but here I just have wet sand. And ironically, I can get a better mirror-like reflection in that wet sand because that doesn't have any waves. And that's why I was able to capture such a beautiful reflection shot. And I think that's gonna be the last shot of the day. That sunset went by really fast, and we captured some truly unique images here. So I hope that in this video, I was able to give you a sense of what's to come, a preview of what your days and your evenings are gonna look like when you take this course and when you become a passionate iPhone photographer. If some of the techniques I used today weren't clear to you, don't worry. We have many more videos where I'll be explaining all these techniques step by step. But at the end of the day, if you don't have that passion, if you don't have that crazy curiosity, that burning desire to just take more and more photos, it's not going to be worth it unless you have a passion in your heart to go out there and take a lot of photos. That passion, that love for photography is what I'm hoping to give you in this course. Now I know it's a big promise, but if you take a few hours to complete this course, and if you then go out and practice the things you learned, your life is never going to be the same again. And you're going to have an incredible hobby for the rest of your life, and you're going to capture tens of thousands of truly incredible photos as you continue your journey in iPhone photography. This video was a free preview of my iPhone Photo Academy online course. In this course, you'll discover everything you need to know to take stunning photos with your iPhone. So if you'd like to take the kind of photos that will leave your friends and family speechless, please take a look at the full version of iPhone Photo Academy. You'll find a link in the description right next to this video. So click on that link right now, and I'll see you inside the full version of the course.